Hey guys, Tomic Infinity here, aka Rich. Today I want to bring you a little episode about kind of about the economy in Path of Exile. So it's mainly tips for relatively new players, things I picked up, myself from watching like other people, and just things I've learned along the way. So a couple of things you want to look out for when you drop in, if you're dropping rares and you're dropping gems. If you're dropping gems, you want to look out for these ones with the quality on, because they sell for quite a lot more. There is a website if you want a rough idea of what it's worth. There's poegems.info, and that will give you a rough idea. You can choose what currency you're after, and to tell you roughly how much, depending on your percentage. And then you've got the actual currency, so things like chromatics, orb of alteration, jeweler's orb, orb of chance, cartographer's chisel, orb of fusing, orb of alchemy, orb of scouring, blessed orb, chaos orb, orb of regret, regal orb, gem cutter's prism, which will probably be one of the popular one for these sort of mid to high range items. Divine orb, and then the top one, exalted orb, which we're using for like really good top end kind of stuff. So I'll give you a quick show of them there. So I haven't got any like blessed or gem cutters or exalted. The highest I've got at the moment is just a regal. I've used a couple of orbs of regret. I've got some chaos. I do tend to use a lot of mine instead of like not as currency, but actually making the most of them and use them to get better armor. And then I keep that armor for quite a few levels, so it's not been a waste. And then I'll do the same again, or replace it if I get a really good drop. So sort of things I keep hold of. This is just a 4 socket linked red copper plate, level 17. Either sell it or I'll save it for an ult, because the 4 link red's quite useful. So if I make a marauder or something. Things like this, which increase physical damage plus some elemental damage. Those are pretty good. That's just got decent resistances for a low level shield. Yeah, some of this stuff isn't amazing. Some of it I just keep for ults. This is probably the sort of stuff I'd sell. Bring that back up. So I mean that's 20%. It's got increased armor and energy shield, plus some more armor, plus some lightning resistance and some intelligence. So I'd say that's pretty good for a level 32. Sockets aren't brilliant. This one slightly better. So you've got increased physical damage, you've got fire damage, and you've got cold damage. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good sword. Level 22, so someone could make something good after this. It's also got the 3 linked sockets, so it could be pretty useful for someone. This I think it's quite good for the elemental damage. It's got 5 to 51 on it. It's also got plus intelligence and critical strike chance for spells. So you get the sort of general idea there. And then obviously you've got your trade chat. I've got global chat hidden moment. If you are new, this is your trade chat. So WTS, want to sell or willing to sell, and WTB, willing to buy, want to buy, whatever you want. People consider it as different things. So if you're not on it, then so it's save any distraction, it doesn't work. If you press enter, so then you can hover over, have a little look at stuff. Like these, unique. If it shows up orange, it's unique. Obviously yellow, rare. Same as it would in your inventory. So you can generally find some stuff pretty good. Chances are, if you ask someone how much, they'll just say offer. So if you are buying gems or anything like that, use I use hardcore.poex.info for the hardcore currency exchange kind of rates, just a rough idea. And I use the other one that I mentioned earlier for the gem prices. In terms of item prices, some items have pretty sort of general prices. I mean, most of these things here I'll probably sell for 1 or 2 orbs of alchemy. High-end uniques go for a lot better. It also depends on the stats rolled on them. Like these again, I'll point at these. Oh, they've gone off now. Where are they? They're there. if you look at them, I mean, I've seen some that only have like 800% more unarmed physical damage, so these ones are 965. So I'm guessing those ones are pretty good. Other things to look out for, there are certain gems that are really sought after, and you'll get quite a bit for. So gems like chain. I mean, if you got chain, let's find it right. Chain as standard without it being quality, that's with 2.5 GCP. You get that with a little bit of quality. Every 5% you're going to go up like 1 GCP until you get to 15. Then after that, every percent, like just 1%, will probably take it up another GCP. So, you know, I think the highest you can drop is a 19%, and at that you're talking 9.5 GCP. But I'd say it's probably one of the best ones to get without, if you don't drop it with quality. Then things like added chaos damage, chain, concentrated effect, elemental proliferation. What else we got? Greater multiple projectiles, that's with quite a bit. That's also with 2.5 GCP, just without any quality on it. So any with quality, you're talking probably at least 1 GCP. And without, like those ones I just mentioned, there are a few that, you know, look out for, keep them, you know, Salem, whatever. And then you can use that currency that you get from that to buy some better stuff for yourself. I tend to make stuff as well, like on this really. Well, this I found it was just a white. It had the sockets I needed, so I used an Orb of Alchemy on it, and I got some decent stats rolled. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case, so only do that if you know you got something that you really want. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I hope this has been useful if you're a new player. If I did get anything wrong, let me know and I'll correct it with annotations. I think most of it was pretty accurate. So yeah, I hope this is going to help out new players. It's got a really good economy. There's no like sort of auction house or anything like that. You can do it on the forum. A lot of it's done either through the forum or just in the trade chat. There's no, you know, put it up for an auction and then just wait till someone buys it and go and collect your money. It's not like that. So also when buying selling stuff, just another little thing I'd mention is, let's see if there is any. Yeah, things like this. For 1 orb of transmutation, and it's got the blue, green and red linked slots. So if you buy that, then you sell that. Yeah, chromatic. I'd say chromatic's worth more than the orb of transmutation. But if it was worth, say, an alteration, I'd probably think about it a bit. I probably wouldn't. I'm not sure what the current rate is. Current rate on alterations compared to chromatics is 5 chromatics is worth 4 alterations. So obviously alterations worth more. Don't do it. Keep your alteration shards, and orbs and all that. But also have a look if there's any sort of. You do occasionally get some with all the right slots that you're after, and it'll just be a plain white one. And if you're planning on upgrading it, so by using blacksmith's whetstones and armor scraps, if you're doing this on an item that you've got it white, or you know, magic, and you're planning on getting it to a rare, then do this as early on as possible. If the item's white, each one of them will do 5% instead of 2 at magical, 1 at rare, so definitely worth doing. So you do that. Like, I'll take this for instance. Have I got any orbs of alchemy? Right, no I haven't, so I can't really show that properly, but I'll show this. See, 5% just from 1. So this isn't the most efficient way to do it. Usually I'd drag them across first, but there we go. That's 20%. Like I say, I haven't got any orbs of alchemy, so I'll use an orb of transmutation. I'll make it magic. Life regen and reflect. If you don't want them, orb of alteration, that'll re-roll them. So 25% increased armor, which only got 1 stat. So if you use an augmentation, there you go. Obviously, you know, you can do that, you can make some better stuff than that, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's all I wanted really covering this. Like I said, I hope it's been pretty useful. And that's the kind of the economy. Obviously, it gets a bit more complex the higher level you get. My character's level 35, so if you knew this will be the, you know, when you get to this kind of level, you're going to want to start getting decent gear because you're getting towards the end of the first difficulty. And obviously, you don't want to die, so you need decent gear. Like mine, I mean, my DPS isn't amazing, but you see all my resistances are capped. My armor's not too bad. I did sacrifice some armor for some resistance because I did have a tower shield and no Gorakite. Life regen, you know, 23. So yeah, just look out for stuff. Keep an eye out, even if whites drop, if they, you know, they got decent slots and links and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought, anything I missed, anything I got wrong. And thanks for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.